Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to my video reaction of the Ghost of Yotei showcase that just was aired about an hour ago. And this is pretty much what I was expecting, so let's just get into it. Basically, the game looks just about 80% the same as Ghost of Tsushima. A lot of the stuff that I was looking at, as far as a really big open world, very impressive graphics. Of course, now that it's built for the PS5 from the ground up, it's a lot more impressive. More fidelity, especially when it comes to the cutscenes, which did leave some, quality to be desired on the PS4 in comparison to stuff like Last of Us 2, which came out around the same time, and it had just far superior cutscenes and graphics in regards to facial animations and all that stuff. Opening up on Atsu, they just go over her journey a little bit, which honestly, it's pretty. I'm a little bit disappointed about the story because it's basically the story of Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's unfortunate that they both had a female protagonist that had so many. The story is basically the same. A bunch of people kill her family, and then she goes after them one by one. Very Kill Bill. So I guess they were drawing from the same inspiration, both of them. This new mechanic that they showcase here, which is also shown briefly in the last trailer, about her being able to go into her memories when she reaches specific places, is pretty cool. Not sure that probably once you're more immersed in the story, it'll be a lot better, but just by the looks of it, it just doesn't seem to be as impactful. But once you have more context for what's happening inside the memory, I'm sure it's going to be a lot better. One thing that I noticed, right out of the gate is how the movements seem to be very much grounded within the same foundation of Ghost of Tsushima. The horse movement is a little bit different, but Atsu's movement seems to be more or less the same. Her crouching animations, the way that she was walking on a slack line, the way she was hanging and swinging from the grapple hook, everything seems exactly the same. The way she climbs on rocks, everything just seems to just be taken from Ghost of Tsushima, which honestly I wasn't expecting anything different because that game already feels so good to play and to control Jin as a character. And I just kind of, my thing that I've always said since they announced Ghost of Yotei was that it was probably going to do the same thing that God of War Ragnarok did, which is keep the basics of the combat system and just expand upon it a little bit. And they're showcasing a little bit of the open world. Those camps feel very familiar if you played Ghost of Tsushima. This new feature where you kind of choose your adventure kind of thing, that was really cool. That move, I don't know if it's, I would like to see more context for it, but I don't know if it's like a forgive kind of mechanic. Oh, bombs right there, confirmed for all my fellow bomb throwers in Ghost of Tsushima Legends. But yeah, this is cool that you can pick your target and then just kind of go to where the leads take you, and then it makes it a little bit more engaging and a little bit more interesting, as opposed to the way that it was in Ghost, which was just following the main story markers. And this thing with the bounty was pretty interesting. So she has a bounty on her head, obviously, but she also can go after specific targets and be a bounty hunter herself. Oh, look at this. It's just beautiful. It's just the facial animations are great, and I love that they are going to come out with a Japanese dub and facial animations right out of the gate. So, that's what I played the whole game, the first game. So this is where they're talking about the bounties, which is a way that she can get more resources for her journey. It just gives you also more things to do. But like here, it's really cool to see that the combat is basically the same. Like it's very familiar. The way that she uses that katana felt very familiar if you played Ghost of Tsushima. Again, here they're just showcasing the richness of the environment and the duel. It's basically one-on-one. This could be in Ghost of Tsushima. That animation is one-to-one. It exists in Ghost of Tsushima when you do the standoffs. This is basically it, even down to the slow-mo. And here, this is cool, the way that you can... The grapple, look at that. Look at those physics. Exactly the same. That's one-to-one. And then the way that she's going to climb this, one-to-one, with Ghost of Tsushima. They changed the shrines a little bit. You know, there's just some butterflies or whatever. Just more particle effects. Makes it prettier. The menus also feel very familiar. Not identical, but very familiar if you've played Ghost of Tsushima. And this is cool with the maps. You know, you can go buy maps, I guess, as an alternative to just clearing out the fog of war. You know, they're talking about you can go do whatever you want, however you want, in whichever order you want, which kind of goes with the whole, you know, hunting down 6 or however, yeah, I think it's 6 different targets. It's pretty cool. I do like the animation for the horse. It looks more realistic. The original horse in Ghost of Tsushima looked a little too bouncy, a little too... It wasn't cartoonish. It was by no means anything like Rise of the Ronin, where it just looks so cartoonish and stiff that it just makes you feel like you're playing a PS2 game. But I'm pretty stoked to see this open world. You know, you're seeing all these different environments. Really cool. I think they were just... So right there, they confirmed that the onsen, hot springs, and the bamboo cutting challenges are back. So that's pretty cool. One thing that I was super excited about here was that they basically just confirmed that they're doing away with stances, and they're replacing that with weapon types to address each specific type of enemy. So you're gonna see that she always just has one main fighting stance, and they confirm that right there. She says, or they say that you have to. They say something about double katanas or dual wielding is more effective against spears, which that was the whole thing with stances, right? You had the wind stance to deal with spear enemies and so on and so forth. This crouching animation is one-to-one, the same as in Ghost of Tsushima. This all feels very familiar. I mean, you do have the Kusarigama to kind of do like this assassination from a distance, which is very, very similar to what they do. They have one like that. It's called the rush assassination in Assassin's Creed, which is actually, I would say, looks better. And that, maybe they'll have like fast assassinations as well, like they do in Ghost. But that assassination just felt like a little too slow. Yeah, but like, look at all these animations. This is really, really cool with the dual wielding katanas. I love the main stance. So here she switches to a spear, and they showcase the spear parry, which is really cool. There you go. Amazing. But the counter is one-to-one taken from Ghost. It's cool that they show that they can actually disarm you if they hit you hard enough. So that's a new mechanic that's not present in Ghost. The camps, everything looks just very familiar. Even this guy, the way that he moves, kind of reminds me of a Mongol brute. But we'll see, I guess. I mean, I love the Odachi. Oh, and then the Chiburi. Yeah, that animation was a little unrealistic just because, like, the length of that Odachi to sheath it back in. But, I mean, I guess they make it work. It's not, like, too distracting. And then this also, I think yeah. That's literally the way that they stop and continue those chain assassinations, it just feels like straight out of Ghost. So right there we see that we have the longbow, the short bow, and now we have this rifle thing. I don't know what they call it. They call it a Teppo in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't know if it's the same period or the same weapon. These duels, they feel exactly, I mean, look at that. That move is like straight out of Ghost. That's cool that you can, you know, throw some dirt at their face. Basically, you get the dirt throw, which you didn't have in the campaign. This was in Ghost Legends, but basically, pocket sand is cool. That animation looks straight out of freaking wind stands, and that thing that she does where she kind of trips them, I think that might be like a special move that you do to, if you don't want to finish off an enemy, you just kind of spare them and then you interrogate them like they, like, you know, I think that's actually what they say. This looks just like the duels right there. I'm sure that it's the same input, just hold triangle and then release when you see the attack approaching. This with the camps seems really cool just for like kind of vibes, and especially you have the Aurora Borealis in the background. It's really cinematic, really epic. I don't know how I feel about like your allies coming to you, just like this huge open world. I think it's a little immersion breaking. The fact that they're just gonna come find you, like wherever you decided to camp, and then you do your upgrades. I mean, unless they mess with the fast travel system, like I never really felt that it was a big deal to fast travel to a camp to upgrade stuff, you know, with the different upgrade people. But yeah, you can see here that her pack has different people that are, I don't know if you're going to be able to call on them when you're camping or they just show up randomly. I would expect that you can call on them to show up at your camp, because otherwise it would be inconvenient for the sake of trying to be convenient. But yeah, they're just trying to say that the game comes to you. You don't have to go around finding things, which I don't really mind. This was really cool just to see the different armor sets that you can have. A little bit of a showcase that they do coming up here. All the charms, you know, all of this seems to be cosmetic, the same way it is in Ghost. The interface looks almost one-to-one the same. And this, even that looks just like the Tayadori or Tadayori. I never know how to pronounce. Some of those icons are the same as well from Ghost for the different charms. The armor sets look really beautiful so far. You know, again, you can't really, they've explored so much in Ghost that you can't really go that far as the looks. But they managed to bring a couple of new elements into the mix. But for the most part, it just feels like Ghost, which, again, if you're staying within roughly just like feudal Japan, you know, I know that they're about 300 years apart, but if you stay within a certain period, you're not going to have that many options unless you're willing to step out of the, you know, how realistic you want things to look. But this is cool to see the music. Obviously, the music for Ghost of Tsushima was such a integral part of that journey, and I think that they're doing a really good job. They do have something later on where it seems like they're trying new things. This is cool to see this enemy attack with the fire, and I think he's dual wielding a Kusarigama or something. And then you can see the different seasons as well right there. Well, that was autumn, but you know, earlier in the game you could see some snowy areas, and then, you know, what seemed to be summer. Photo mode looks to be almost exactly the same. All the icons are the same, so I wonder if they added anything. And I don't know if this is something that they're showing. I think it's just something that they're showing to showcase the different types of things. Oh, this is really cool. Oh, before I comment on this, I'm gonna say I hope that would be cool if you had a a four-way screen to edit different pictures at the same time. But yeah, this is where they're talking about the all the different starting options that you have for the language, and so, or the modes, right? So right here they're showcasing the Japanese lip sync, which looks really amazing. Like the way that, yeah, the way that it matches the expressions and and just the vibe of the delivery for the actor, for the voice actor, is just really remarkable. I'm actually really impressed with this because that was probably my biggest pet peeve when it came to that part of Ghost of Tsushima, just how when they finally gave us lip sync in Japanese, it was just very lackluster. They barely moved their mouth in any way that seemed like what they were actually saying. And this is cool, you know, Kurosawa mode being back. I never did a full playthrough, but I did do big chunks of Ghost of Tsushima in this mode, and I liked it. You know, definitely a whole different vibe. And this is something that we could see even from the first reveal trailer. It starts with this Kurosawa mode, so I knew that this was going to be included. And then this is where they talk about the director. They did a collab with the director of 13 Assassins right there, which is cool. I'm stoked to see how that changes things, if it does, because we did have like the last patch of Ghost, I think it had the thing, or even like a charm to make combat more bloody. This is what I'm the most interested in, this whole lo-fi beats. I think I don't know that I would want this to be default, but I like the idea that it's an option that you can turn on or turn off, you know, to kind of make exploration feel a little bit different, you know, vibe differently with the environments. And I'm curious to check it out. I like that it's not like a default thing that you're forced into. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, this is where they're going to talk about the accessories and whatever. Not really. I mean, it looks okay. I'm not really like too impressed. I'm probably not going to buy any of this stuff. But for people that are into that kind of stuff, I think it's cool. They're doing the whole kintsugi here with the, you know, gold kind of reuniting broken things or reintegrating something that was broken. But yeah, all in all, pretty cool showcase. I'm stoked about this. Honestly, like I said, I wasn't expecting them to reinvent the wheel. I'm glad that it's keeping most of the vibe of the original game. And I think people look at those physics exactly the same. So yeah, I think people that were complaining about Jin not being in this, they're going to quickly forget about that, and you know, everything's going to feel so familiar that they're not even going to be thinking about Jin or, you know, the continuation of his story, or if it's a female lead or whatever. She looks a lot of fun to play with. But yeah, thank you for watching, and catch you on the next one.